Okay, so the first thing I absolutely want to do is see if the sound settings are correct. I am also a bit quiet.
Yeah, your mic sounds different.
It's the shittier one that attaches to this headset, but it's right in front of my mouth, which means hopefully it won't cut out randomly and
Yeah,
for
it
almost the
sounds
entire
pretty
stream.
clear.
Which I was speaking that whole time. I probably should have been listening to myself, but I'm going to talk in a run-on sentence so I can hear it if it cuts out. Okay, it sounds like it's good, but I might.
Oh boy.
I think I am going to change this from negative 2 decibels to 0 for once, though. Let's see how loud I am then. I don't know. Okay, I sound like everyone else. Do they pick up?
Greetings.
Testing.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, it sounds like
Can
everybody.
you hear me?
It would.
Now, who would like to do the recap? I don't think there was much to recap, and it's also partially on screen right now. I don't know if you actually got to write that one down because
I definitely don't remember.
Well, at the beginning, I'm not. Oh yeah, we've worked for the Larsons to get a scrap cloth thing from the investigation because they didn't want any leads pointing back to one of their associates. So we did a whole little heist thing to get that. That involved Atticus smoking a room and pretending like that was just something gone wrong. Got back, and then we went and staked out a warehouse and found the dead body of a very bruised and bloody dwarf. And then Alex Gator read a letter, and suddenly it's on his chest now, and he was bleeding out.
Well, I imagine Atticus would want to take a look.
All right, buddy. Let's take a little looky loop.
Yeah, pitiable adventurer.
I very much want that clan pistol, but
Someone will really like that. um, +1 striking war axe.
A lot of objects that need to be looked over.
Y- Yep. A very, very dangerous dwarf. Yes. Y'all will want that axe.
Sure. Anyone else can use it, I guess. Is it a martial weapon? Oh,
Probably because it's like a dwarven war axe and not just regular war axe.
what's the difference? Yeah. I get advanced weapons later. But mine are flails. And currently I'm not proficient in advanced. I think most of the there are many advanced flails, very few advanced swords, few advanced axes, almost no advanced bludgeoning weapons. Not bludgeoning weapons, what do you call it? Maces? Hammers? I think there are zero like advanced hammers. But that could have changed, or I could remember wrong. I think the best use of this axe currently, I guess, is to transfer the +1 striking.
I guess that assumes we're taking the stuff.
Sure.
That would let the people know someone was here.
Yeah. If we're trying to be discreet, then we would not want to pick up these items just yet. That said, that may or may not matter depending on what our next steps are.
Well, shall we keep going?
Oh, he said there's a lot of stuff on him that would be very useful.
Well, technically his clothes is on him and everything else is on a table nearby. The hat with in fact, I don't think I've described this unusual headwear. It is that's one tiny change that I would like to happen in Foundry is being able to see the description of the item without revealing it on a body.
Is that something we should like roll to identify? Like, there's a bunch of stuff that's like unusual, whatever. So I'm wondering, like, do we have time to identify?
It takes 10 minutes unless you have a feat, so
So as long as we don't think anybody's just going to stroll by in 10 minutes, we theoretically could.
Yeah.
okay, this
So almost like a musketeer hat.
it is a very large, very bright red bird feather of some kind.
Like high hats with feather.
Gonna have to look that one up. Like I said, it's a shame you can't look at the descriptions without revealing it to everyone. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's almost like a belt.
Should we each take an object to identify and work on that so that we maximize our time?
As long as you have a good identification skill, that could work. I mean, I'm an investigator and I have everything too. But we could focus on things that um, might be more of interest. Do people find cocaine interesting?
He seems to have had medicine in his pockets.
It is good medicine.
Will you keep those, Doctor? I
Oh,
suppose.
absolutely. It's an ideal painkiller and pick me up.
If that's the case, maybe Mr. Gator should take some.
Excuse me?
But with the fact you're bleeding out just a second ago,
Oh, right. I will
Yeah, are
take the
you
edge
alright?
off.
all right, should we fucking read what's written on Mr. Gator because only he read the letter?
What if he's cursed now? And his chest will transfer onto your chest.
I'm having trouble understanding why that would even been cursed in the first place.
Why? What did it say?
I suppose I could do that. Is there a, like, society check I should use, or like an intelligence save or something?
Could I try one as well? Is this a curse? Yeah, religion. I have that. Oh, thievery as well.
I'll give you that roll, I guess. And I also that roll could also apply to religion, occultism, medicine, arcana, and crafting.
Thievery, huh? I guess in
Give it a
that
try.
instance. Do I get a +1 circumstance bonus for Atlas being there? Uh, it gives it to a bonus to thievery specifically with partner in crime.
I don't remember. I passed out.
The spell itself, yeah, it did.
Yeah, but you say I can ward it away? Okay. What if we read from his chest? Is it still on? Okay. Okay. It appears the dearly departed Snorri, was it, is haunting this piece of paper.
I mean, you can get rid of the ghost by just burning it, but I wouldn't recommend touching that paper.
My dear Judge Gator, since he attempted to murder you beyond the veil of death, and it was his ghost who did it, could you please proclaim him guilty?
I don't know if do ghosts have intentionality.
You could argue it was premeditated. He wrote it down.
For the
Yeah, but
express purpose of killing the next person who touched it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Is
And-
like he may not have written this willingly in certain respects, or in respects that would matter. After all, why would your last words be a letter to your own mother saying, "I'm not coming back, don't follow me"?
And I'm perfectly fine when very clearly you are not, and only
Right.
one arm is left open and it's shattered.
Yeah, like it seems like whatever happened here, they were trying to get him to deal with him for some reason, and then they're trying to make it so that nobody comes looking for him
Yeah.
because he's dead. And
And
if
then
that's
he
the
cursed the letter.
yeah, I was going to say if that happened to be the case, it was not his intention to curse the letter. If that was even something he knowingly did, which is a good question. Can you like? It seems to me like we're under that kind of horror story ghost curse logic where like it doesn't have to be an intentional thing. You don't have to be like a witch or a hag, right? Like just a strong enough
Yeah. Angry.
emotion.
You're like just really angry.
Yeah,
From
despair. Yeah.
from my role, this was like an intended thing, I guess. You can't curse something, you know? Hmm. Yeah. If you want, you could also use this piece of paper as some kind of psychometer. If you solve what trauma caused it to be cursed, the haunt would go away. But also, how many chances do we have to sue the girl from the ring and win?
I feel
Good.
like if that's kind of like solving the trauma, it would very likely be that he was tortured. I don't know how you would reverse trauma that led to your death, short of reviving them somehow.
Oh, I mean, more like kill the people who did this to him. As vengeance.
I was gonna say, does that resolve trauma either?
Usually, well, this seems very vengeful. Just gestures at the note. A very vengeful act.
Well, like I said, it's tragically misdirected if that's the case. Because if it did reach his mother, then his mother would die, or at the very least have her chest carved open with the contents of the letter unintentionally.
The good news is, does anyone have calipers or tongs? Whoever this was intended to be checked by, I imagine whoever forced him to write this would check to make sure this was indeed what he wrote. And once they checked, they would have it carved upon them and they would be killed. And perhaps that was the intent.
So killing one of the kobolds.
Yeah. Or we could force him to touch the letter. We could within a minute, did you say? Dom? Okay, yeah. After a minute, this will be haunted again. The ghost is tired. Oh, it is haunted again. We've been talking long enough. Does anyone have a way to carefully move this letter?
Um, I technically have thieves' tools if that would have something.
You have
Best
one
I
of those.
best I got's a flute and some thieves' tools as well.
I got a writing set as well that might maybe have some kind of tool in it. Either
Yeah, if you want to just destroy the letter.
The other caveat with destroying the letter is that's more that we're leaving behind clues that we were here.
Who are we hiding from, I suppose?
Well, that's the thing is we believe this is the Scartoli quote unquote warehouse, although I have suspicions that it may actually be like an auction house.
Okay, then perhaps you should leave the letter where it is. Let the Scartolis be hunted upon touching it or reading it.
If that hasn't already happened.
If that, well, from the lack of bodies here, perhaps they wisened up. If it happened the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is blood all over the floor. Did Mr. Gator bleed a lot when it happened to him? Or was it like in Harry Potter when they were carving his hand? It didn't really bleed much.
It it did. It
Oh,
got one tick off, I think.
Yes, it did.
okay. So yeah, it's very likely it did work, and they might be wise to it now. It might be good to leave it if you don't want to leave any evidence. We're leaving everything else behind, I assume then?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, so I guess, like I said, does anybody have a, like, do we want to stay subtle about this or no?
They are likely to be here tomorrow, so any evidence that we leave behind tonight could make them extremely cautious about tomorrow because we are staking it out tonight to strike them tomorrow or whatever.
What if we leave the axe but take the runes? Is that a thing that we can do?
It would take like a downtime of work.
Oh yeah. Ooh, cutting it loose. Cutting it close.
I mean, do you want to sleep with the dead body in the torture room that has a haunted paper?
Not exactly the first time I've slept with a dead body in the room. Though I might have been dead also. Unclear. He looks at Atticus.
What?
No, it's just the incident.
I got better.
Yes, I know. So did I.
That's different. You kind of have like inbuilt immunity.
Immunity to what?
The consequences of death.
A little bit. I have insurance.
Yeah, I don't. I am the health insurance. If I go down, it kind of comes with me.
Yeah, that makes this whole you got better thing a lot more questionable. Well, as long as you got better, I suppose we shouldn't be questioning gift horses. That's a term, right? Don't
Eh,
look gift horses in them. I don't know what. Why is that a saying? How did that come to be?
uh, I'm not a dentist, so I can't tell you.
Ah, horse dentist is what I must look for these answers.
Yeah,
It comes from whenever people would give somebody a horse and then the person would immediately start evaluating the age of the horse by looking at its teeth. So it's basically like here's a diamond ring. Oh, that's nice. And then they start fucking disintegrating it so they can grade the type of gold that's in the in the ring.
Can I was going to say, can we move the letter back to where it was with very careful precision? Then let's do that.
There is something that puzzles me: is why would they leave all his stuff with him, anyways?
They
It
probably
might
just
have
didn't
been.
expect us to come by.
But he's dead.
Well, it might have been used for part of the interrogation. Not as like an implement, but like as a like, what's this? Tell us more about that.
I mean, from my own personal experience, if someone doesn't think someone's gonna look somewhere, they don't bother to clean it up.
Well, I can do that.
Ye- Uh, I think, I think, Mr. Gator asked, and you said, "Oh no, it's definitely dead," and then we just didn't roll medicine because of that.
Well, I'll still take a look. It doesn't really tell us too much. I wonder if they intend to do something with the body. Besides dispose of it, I mean. Didn't Larson say something about um, didn't he confirm that Scartoli was dealing with the necromancer symbols?
Yes, because he's seen shipments coming out of this with boxes with the symbol on them. Specifically the skull with the yarn.
Yarn brain, yeah. So it could very well be then that they kept this body around because they're going to sell it to a necromancer. Which makes me wonder, does having the personal effects of a dead person, is that useful or required when doing necromancy with their body?
Should I do a religion? Do I get a circumstance bonus for being a necromancer? No, I'm not. I got boneyard lore, and I've got like I am neither of these. I do have necromancy spells though, making me a necromancer technically. But here's my religion. I don't raise the dead. I just they just kinda appear.
Or could be like used in some special way. Like, could you make a stronger undead if you have the personal effects of the person you're raising? For example.
Um, you would know upon the creation of undead. Generally they become too mindless to know how to use weapons. However, you do know that you have seen some zombies outside of the cities that specifically were wielding short swords.
That's right, the seemingly random encounter in the road. And those were the ones with the dwarf coin symbol on them? Yeah.
Poor Nakrad, he'll find the sword one day.
Hmm. So, with all that in mind, it almost seems like whatever happened here, they were pulled away. Because if they had died from reading the letter, there would have been a body here unless there was somebody else here to clean it up. Do we have anything that would indicate what that is?
My, they were busy.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how that specifically helps us just yet, if at all. Because we already knew that he was tortured and he ended up dying. Did you say his arm was hanging like halfway off?
Could you tell for certain that torture was the cause of death?
Would my medicine check tell me that? Should I make another medicine check?
Okay, from bleeding out, and the bleeding out was caused by the torture or by them trying to kill him after he wrote a letter? Like, what are his wounds? Are they all torture wounds, or is one of them specifically like a stab wound?
Do we see any bloody text on his body?
Oh, I don't think he would have cursed himself.
I don't think so either, but you know.
Okay, specifically bleeding out.
While they're discussing the corpse and the possibilities of that, I guess Kuka's just kind of looking around the room for more possible secret exits or entrances, considering this first one was a secret.
Hmm. Any particular instruments of interest?
Vice? Like a vice grip?
Or a thumb screw.
Hmm.
They do have quite a collection.
Guess whatever was on the table is what they used to torture him with.
Yeah, it's all signs seem to point that they got pulled away for something after they got what they needed, or like they were in a rush, so they didn't clean up after all this. But that does make me wonder what could possibly take you away from torturing somebody.
Learning that your storehouse just got massacred?
Could be. It could be what was going on with the Larsons. You know that whole discussion that they were threatening him with.
That did happen around a day ago. Or
Yeah.
close to.
Yeah, you give us the person who did this, or everyone around you suffers. We'll be keeping an eye on you. What if Snorri here was who they learned did the firebombing from? Which is to say, what if Snorri is connected to the Larsons?
That's a possibility, yes. We could ask the Larsons.
Trying to think if there's anything else useful to ask or think about. Because if not, it sounds like we're trying to keep a low profile and we're going to forego touching this scene for now.
Sounds ideal.
I wonder if there's more torture rooms than just this one.
Any room's a torture room if your morals are low enough.
That's a good point.
Not inaccurate. But this is a specific torture room. With the implements and everything.
Torture room's not a place, it's a state of mind.
If we're running off the theory that they're selling these corpses to a necromancer, and that this is an auction that's going to happen tomorrow, you never auction off just one item.
No. It may not be only dead corpses, though. It could be. Here's another kind of leap. What if they auction off Scartoli's brother?
That'd be fun.
Because they said Scartoli's brother himself would be punished. But they didn't say with what, so.
True.
With how low their morals are, I wouldn't put it past them.
So the plan then is to leave this guy intact, presumably not booby trap him, as that might give the game away, and then just sort of see who's coming and going tomorrow. See if there's a useful opportunity attack.
Yeah, to either get some info or cause some disruption or something.
Might be something we can do to prep the area for a little bit of mayhem.
How many rats have been around this area? Can I see if that one has any info on what exactly may have been being talked about in this room?
More generally, did it see what happened? Does it have
Yeah. Does it have any visual, auditory, anything about what the hell happened here? Yeah, I have complete speech with them. I can speak with any rodent. You can ask questions, receive answers from, and use the diplomacy skill with rodents, including beavers, mice, blah, 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 blah. The GM determines what animal is considered a rodent. I think I also, hold on, I need to check before I say this, but I'm pretty sure Atlas also gives me a bonus to diplomacy checks. Oh, no, it's only on gather information, never mind. That was supposed to be private. Oops. All right.
Rats know nothing about this place.
That's disappointing.
Well, more particularly, this one has no idea what the hell happened here.
Maybe you could ask him if there's other rooms like this nearby.
Could I ask that one if it no?
Torture room. I can't really imagine that you would need more than one, but at the same time, if you have a lot of people you need to torture simultaneously.
More grates that you can lick the blood off of, dripping down from.
Gross, slimy stuff, huh? Is that could that be like the oozes defending the Scartoli experimentation area? Or the slimes, I mean?
Potentially.
Uh, maybe that one? Yeah, it was a long shot. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna find much else here.
What are we looking for exactly?
Not quite sure. It's we kind of stumbled into this without any context. Oh no, not that. Just the torture room specifically. Like we don't know the specific context behind that, but yeah, we did come here originally to scout the place out, knowing that they were going to meet tomorrow or like late tonight or something like that.
Yeah, the main reason I asked about whether or not rats were around was because considering leaving Atlas here to come and get us as soon as people start entering the place.
Can they move fast?
I cannot. It Atlas is just a regular old rat.
I think teleport familiar is a focus spell that wizards, witches, and familiar masters or whatever they're called get.
Is he a familiar or just a regular rat?
He's a regular rat that acts as a familiar, so he gets all the same benefits that a familiar does, except he can't
Okay.
respawn. Yeah, his walking speed's only 25 feet.
I mean, everyone's is mostly 25 feet only.
Recall familiar. It is a master ability. So technically
One
you could
day.
have it. I guess, were you aware that master abilities were a thing? Because they have the list of things your familiar can do, and then there's also master abilities, which is what you can do to your familiar.
I don't think it said I get any master ability.
It's the same thing. It's just abilities. Each day you channel your magic into two abilities, which can be either familiar or master abilities.
Oh, wait, I can change them from day to
You can
day?
change it, yes.
Oh, shit. Well then, yeah. Uh, if that's the case, then I could easily hold on to recall familiar.
It's
Pretty
once
exciting.
per day, 3 action activity, concentrate, trait. You teleport your familiar to your space. Has to be within 1 mile or the attempt to summon it fails.
Well, yeah, no, the main thing I wanted to do was if it if it noticed the movement. So if I teleport Atlas far before it notices people gathering, then that's kind of a moot thing, and I just wasted the opportunity to know.
Yeah, you would need some type of way to know what they're seeing. I'm sure that's also a thing.
Share senses.
Synchronize.
You can give Atlas a gun that he can shoot if there's trouble. Then when you hear it, you can summon him.
Yeah, so you would have to make this plan easier. You could give up both of the things you have now for what the fuck was the first one called? Recall
Recall
familiar
familiar.
and share senses.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll leave Atlas here and then the tonight switch out the uh Snoop and partner in crime for recall familiar and share senses.
Pretty cool.
Um, I don't know if we have a way to make them easier to work with. Because the only other thing I could think of would be like unscrew the hinges, but that would like remove the entire door from the wall if we even have access to the hinges. Some sort of roller thing. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I could do in particular to help with that.
So, should we just go?
Unless there's something else to find, then it seems that way. Just kind of need to let things move for a bit and get more info before we make another move.
Yep, we know the general layout of the place, and I unfortunately don't have the ability to rig up remote charges, or I'd be doing that. Doesn't seem to be a bowl of party favors set out for me to poison or anything like that, so it's kind of all I got.
The only thing I could think to maybe do would be to try to unlock the doors ahead of time, but that's leaving evidence that we were here and may not be necessary depending on what happens at this place. Like if they open up those doors so that they could do work, then that'd be wasted effort.
I swapped out Blast Lock for something many sessions ago. I guess I don't remember what I swapped out for. I want to say I swapped it out for dual weapon reload, but hold on, I have it saved somewhere. What it does.
Is that the one that basically you can destroy locks to open them?
Yeah. So shoot it. Attack roll against the DC. Success, you open the lock or you achieve 1 success towards opening a complex. Critical, you open or 2 success towards opening a complex. Fail, and future attempts to pick or blast take a -2 circumstance penalty, and critical failure is -4.
I think it would actually.
It's ridiculous, is what it is.
Where is +12?
You got a good chance.
I would need to swap out a feat.
Also, yeah, the other thing is if you don't want everybody. Yeah, you need to put the silencer. You would need potentially 4 silencers, and that's best case scenario.
I mean, I can make some.
That's right. I did give you the thing, but that is that something that you can use quick alchemy with? Okay, then you would need to do a downtime to do that. Gold silencer or regular silencer? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was talking about just using regular silencers. Either way, yeah, I'm not sure if pre-picking those locks would be of use or a good idea. So I'm struggling to think of anything useful with what I know and what we have that I'm aware of.
Check to see if I'm still coming through and not having a entirely silent VOD again. Okay, I am good.
Yeah. So basically, we either leave things undisturbed and watch how they play out, or we push. And it sounds like we want to leave things undisturbed now.
Only for now, at least until we can get more idea of the comings and goings, because there may be opportunities to sneak back down here and abscond with things later.
Yeah, like
May
the
I ask
body.
what our goal here is?
That's the thing is we don't really know what's going on, so it's
Well,
hard
what
to.
are we doing here?
Well, we have a note from Scartoli Thug saying to be here at noon Oath Day, boss's orders. So we know something's going to happen here. We don't know what.
Are we just
So
intending to wait and see what happens? Is that
that could if we want things to happen in their purest sense, then yeah, we wouldn't touch anything and just carry on. Um, Otherwise, we should very strongly consider taking shit, breaking in, seeing what's here, while it seems relatively empty.
Mm-hmm.
That said, there's a lot of risk with that because we haven't done any planning. We're walking into this blind, and we are attacking what is presumably, a very important facility to a very powerful person with a lot of people that could harm us. That too.
Yeah, we have no idea what this holds other than a torture room and a reception desk.
Personally, I'm not that reckless, but I could see the case for pushing forward.
Um,
On the scene, even though I do.
I'd be more comfortable pushing forward if we at least knew the function of this facility.
Yeah, we don't really have an idea of what's in it or how well defended it is. Just that on the exterior it's quiet.
For all we could know, it could be a training camp for Scartoli private military.
It's really curious that the torture chamber is like outside of the facility too.
okay?
actually would not be a terrible way of potentially getting more information if there's skylights or something. Could a rat potentially, or larger rat, slide through them? Like a rat folk?
Kuka,
Certainly could.
Atlas.
Got a rat. And I have a
Time
grappling
to,
hook.
time to chuck the rat on the roof. I don't have a character sheet. Actually, wait, no. Climb speed is a familiar trait. Yeah, Atlas. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it doesn't let me actually put in any of the abilities. Yeah, that works. Well, those are the two it has at the moment, so.
Perception, acrobatics, and stealth are equal to your level plus your spellcasting ability modifier, charisma, if you don't have one. If it attempts an attack roll or other skill check, it uses your level as its modifier. Yep.
I'll get a token for that later. Yeah, that works. Uh, so we're shoving Kuka. We're shoving Atlas down the vent, right?
I mean, at least see if he can get to a point he can get some sort of reconnaissance data.
Alright, Abner, you said you had a grappling hook to get up there? To put him in there?
If he can't manage to climb on his own, we could always just grapple up.
He cannot climb on his own.
Unfortunately, I stole a grappling hook from some dead gnomes a long time ago.
Do we have any preferences? Because Abner's the one who's actually dropping him.
What would be the most likely to give us viable data?
We know that the front entrance would be the bottom left quadrant. The quadrant that was closest to the torture room would be the top left quadrant. We have zero idea about anything related to the top right quadrant, and the bottom right quadrant should still also be connected to the entrance.
I would be worried that the area closest to the torture room would be some sort of storage area. Just because that feels like a likely situation. But I will leave that up to the smarter people of the party. When I was theoretically, he was just going to kind of crawl through the vent until he, say, got to an interior vent, peek around, and then scuttle back out. He doesn't need to actually enter the building proper. Okay, so it'd be like a straight drop.
Why not just use lower a rope through, and if you need something to hold it up, use the grappling hook again.
He can't climb.
You can't hold on to a rope.
He's a rat.
Yeah, but you can pull up the rope. He holds it.
I have more rope. I'm also should be decently strong enough to yank a rat up a rope. I guess we could make a fun little like harness out of the rope and lower him down like some sort of weird dog. So
That is so strange to me. I've seen rats climb so many shit.
It's
I
because
have
he's a
to-
familiar.
It's because of fucking Pathfinder rules. He should have a climb speed, but
He probably have a burrow speed too, but he's not a specific familiar, so you don't need those.
to be fair, it is just a regular old rat that basically became my familiar.
So get on the roof, Mission Impossible harness around the rat, lower him through the hole, see what he looks like, yank him back up, and rinse and repeat.
Oh, fun fact, he actually cannot climb up a rope. Climbing a rope is a trained athletics skill.
So another case for rat leash.
Why do you think I carry him in my hat all the time? He can't do anything on his own.
So you could take the hat and poke some holes in it and use that as like a makeshift sling.
My image of him just got a lot fatter.
To be fair, Kuka does feed him after he does even the smallest amount of things, so he probably is slightly fat.
I can just cast a light spell on him. As long as he stays within range. That's a good question.
For Atlas? No. The closest thing would be like probably just a stupid decoration that Kuka put on him that looks similar to a globe.
Okay, as long as I just touch it, the light will exist.
Here's a video of Atlas. Look at this large creature. It is a walking loaf of bread.
Perfect.
What's that?
I just closed my Chrome. Hold on.
Uh, like I said, the quadrants are probably bottom left and bottom right are around where the entrance is. Top right's the most unknown one, and top left's the one closest to the torture room. Do you want to go with the torture room one if we're going through all of them?
Yeah, we can go torture room and then work our way back towards the front.
Yeah, could I because I haven't used Snoop at all yet, could I switch that one out for sensing? Share senses only goes on for a minute as well, so
of mostly things inside of boxes. Occasionally there's like urns and things on their own. Rat just going around a building at night.
Glowy.
Another shuttered door with a standard open door right beside it. Presumably, so if something gets stuck, they can go through on the other side and push it through. And what appears to be an observation room.
Staging area. That's the shit that they're gonna move, probably.
Yeah, I saw those.
Should we keep exploring or should we just wait?
Well, from what we've seen, if we wanted to know what's in the boxes and urns, then we would need to break in. I think we could make a reasonably good guess that this is indeed um, dead people and body parts and other shit like that.
Yeah, once Atlas runs around the entire place, just right back to where he started, and Kuka's just relaying every bit of info that he's seeing to them.
It's like a fluffy GoPro.
Well, we know that there's an observation room, a bunch of boxes and urns, a few extra rooms that had doors closed and couldn't be gotten into.
Yeah, it seems to me like this is the place where all of the illicit, non-legit goods are kept
Yeah.
and moved to and from, and perhaps even sold from. Because you wouldn't really have reception on a warehouse, at least not something as big as what's here, unless you have traffic that comes through here.
Yeah.
So it seems like what could be happening here is that they get deliveries to and from. And if that's the case, the reception is where they would declare who they are and what they're supposed to be getting or what they've brought, depending on what's going on. Um, as far as reasons to break in go, we could try to get more specific information on what's dead here. Also, the rooms that Atlas couldn't get into.
So breaking in, now that we have a general idea of what's in there, may not be 100% necessary. Maybe able to just bring a wheelbarrow of body parts and
We might be able to get an idea if we watch long enough. Yeah. I don't know if they just accept raw body parts, because we didn't see anything that was like storage per se for that. Like you would have to keep it refrigerated or else it'd rot, and presumably it doesn't smell. So there's a good chance that it might be preserved some way if that's the case. If there are body parts down here.
true. It would also let us see if it's purely kobolds going in and out, or if there's a way to pose as a potential buyer or seller and gain access that way.
Yeah, if it's all kobolds, we don't stand a chance of sneaking through. But if it's not, then we might be able to do something with that. Alternatively, we could try to smuggle somebody in, like in a crate or a box. Be like, here's a delivery for you, and the top of it's covered in whatever, and then hidden underneath is a person. Probably Kuka, because Kuka is small.
Plus, I think I could do an indirect signal with having y'all hold on to Atlas, and as soon as Atlas whoop teleports, oh hey, he's in trouble.
Yeah. Either way, without something more specific in mind to look for, I'm having a hard time justifying breaking in at this juncture.
Yeah.
Like we confirmed quite a few things that Mr. Larson said. So the dwarf is the interesting find in the torture chamber.
We have a general layout of the building now, along with info on one of the illegal things going on in the building.
Yeah. Not really an easy way to bring this to anybody, evidence wise, but it's not really our concern just yet.
Perhaps we can catch them doing a violence.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going on during a specific day. I would have expected round the clock guards, but if that's not what's happening, then they're either confident in the security or whatever secured here is not too important or not perceived to be under a threat that warrants regular monitoring.
Or requires long-term monitoring.
That's also a possibility.
We never had one, so we're winging it.
I'd say observation is probably the next best step. Live observation of actual
Yeah.
activity.
Well, you're not gonna stay here all night and watch, are you?
No. Probably find someplace that's more hidden.
Like the roof.
Should we wait in the roof?
Flip side to waiting on the roof, do you have a way to get back down?
Got ropes.
Ropes work.
I mean, the primary issue with that then is making sure people don't see an alligator or a couple people, a rat, and a knoll walking down a rope in the middle of the day.
We could wait till night.
If there's no way for them to see the roof, it would be functional, but not necessarily comfortable.
Do there seem to be any guard-like posts on the roof?
I mean, I guess the other question is there anything around that would serve as a functional lookout post for us, or hide in a torture shack? Building across the street that maybe is not all that used. I guess we could try and see if we could set up a stakeout across the street and do the whole watch weirdly from the window thing. at least give us an okay idea of who's coming and going.
Yeah.
Said I'm open to other ideas if other people have
Sounds
things.
pretty good.
I've got nothing other than that you would want to consider resting ahead of time before engaging in this.
That's a decent time.
Didn't Larson say that he would give us backup? Oh, okay.
Do we possibly take turns being lookouts while the others get rest and possibly have one person report the findings back to Larson?
That sounds like a good plan.
It's also dangerous to possibly split up.
It's
That's
true.
what
There's 6 of you, so each watch would be roughly an hour and 40 minutes. And that's just to get a rest that would let you do daily preparation again.
It's not a huge long one. I mean, I suppose we could go back to the inn and do a real kind of rest and then come back. I mean, I'm going to make the assumption this thing is in use frequently, so.
It is, yes.
So I guess it will kind of depend on how everyone is looking physically.
Pretty
Obviously,
good.
Mr. Gator has been lacerated and we want some rest. I don't know how everyone else is.
I'm pretty good.
fine over here.
Not to mention how we are
I
stocked
don't
on
think
explosives.
I don't think we really did anything, so I'm still good to go.
And I guess secondary question is how the human element / players feel.
Ah,
I don't think we've spent any resources. Have we?
as a rest.
Sweet.
It's just that instead of 8 hours of rest, it will be 9 hours and 36 minutes.
That still sounds like decent rest.
It's because in this, whenever your sleep is interrupted, like perhaps through a nighttime ambush, you do whatever the fight is, and then if you go back to sleep, you just add 1 additional hour onto it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you doing watches for almost 2 hours counts as something happening to where you need an extra hour of sleep.
Probably.
If there were 4 of you, it would be 10 hours and 40 minutes, and each watch would be 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Answer.
Is that your final answer? That's what they say.
I'll defer to the group. I'm up for anything. I could stay here with everyone, or we could go rest and then come back. After all, Judge Gator is hurt, and he could use a new shirt. It's got blood all over this one.
I'm fine with whatever. There's benefits to both.
Yeah, but what's everyone else's preference, I guess? We just need one person to really say, I rather this. Just one.
I guess my decision will be based on if we go back to the inn, would we potentially miss something important here tonight?
Yeah, I kind of agree. The whole point is like we come and stake it out and scout it out. We're kind of losing the only advantage we have. If we just fuck off and come back later, we may as well have not come here at all.
Right. We're resting anyway, it's gonna take longer. Then we might as well stay here.
Staying here works then.
Consensus reached. Ta-da!
Hey,
Okay, what's your watch order gonna be?
I'll be with someone with actually good perception. Because mine is not very good.
Probably need to make sure that people with night vision are paired, or dark vision are paired with those that do not have dark vision.
Or, well, people who have dark vision should be doing it at night. Right? When it's dark. Oh, that's fair. Then yeah. I have dark vision. You can watch with you.
Sadly, he doesn't have dark vision, but yeah.
Rats don't have dark vision?
Naturally, he has low light, yeah.
Fair.
They don't hand dark vision out like it's 5e in this.
Because they don't have low light vision in 5e. Good, because they don't they don't have any dark vision at all in D&D.
Yes, they do. Tabaxi have.
Tabaxi do, but cats don't.
Oh, cats. I thought you were talking about cat folk.
No, just regular as cats, famously known for their night vision. Yeah, they can't. They don't. I don't know why. It would make them OP, I guess.
What's the actual thing called that animals have in their eyes which causes light to reflect back so they look evil in cameras?
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck, we just learned this yesterday in AMP. Shit.
Oh, what is it? Something membrane. Nictitating?
The dictating rain brain, I think, is the thing lizards have. That the second eyelid. I might as well. Right, I might as well.
The tapetum lucidum. Or
Ooh.
lucidum.
Do they have a dumb people name for it?
It that's the Latin term for shining layer. It's
Okay, shining layer.
it's just the cat's retina.
Fancy.
Because in humans at least, our retinas are extremely good at picking up all light it can, but then like animals with night vision, it bounces some of that light back so that they can see better.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, okay, I'll take first.
How many watches total? I guess 6.
You can have less than the amount of people you have, but you could do it.
Would you like a perception check? Blind. I'll see blind.
I guess if no one wants to join for the first watch, Kuka can go.
I think
Sure.
Garn took first watch.
Yeah,
I can do last watch.
I think we were pairing low lights with non-low light, or dark vision with non-dark vision,
Okay.
right?
Hmm. Oh. That's neat. That's cool.
I'll probably lump in with either Atticus or does Nakrat have dark vision? Okay. So we have Garmin, Kuka, I guess Nakrat and Alex, Abner and Atticus.
If you do it that way, it will take longer. But if you're just doing a lookout anyways, it's not like it matters much.
Or we could alternate. So one person is okay, the other has the dark vision, alternate back and forth.
Yeah.
That would work.
So we had Garm first, and I guess Kuka would be second if he has dark vision. Okay, so then I guess I will go second. Hidden perception.
Into your watch, you
They just seem to be walking around. Okay. Do they appear to just be like some sort of drunk toddling along, or are they like actively searching for something that I can tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not great. We should probably go in. Hmm. Is the window open or closed? To the point that I could say throw a pebble and distract, possibly. Okay, that's probably not going to work then. I don't think we have any like large scale blankets to drape over everyone. So that's probably a situation where I quietly wake people up and try and usher them into a back room.
Where are we actually resting? Okay.
If I knew anything about alchemy, I would see if I could throw something, but I don't, so quietly get them into the back room.
You can always wake me up. Oh, sorry. All right. What's going on?
Oh, like this situation? Yeah, I suppose I could just wake up Atticus by himself and see if he knows like how to whip up a quick knockout potion for a dwarf.
Indeed, I am.
Me!
Let's check.
I'm not trained to be stealthy whatsoever.
I am trained in stealth.
I guess see if he can use what's around him. Since we're in an apothecary shop, to whip up something quick to maybe knock out a dwarf. Or I would like something a little less absurd. But because then we have to deal with an unconscious dwarf. Suppose there's not some sort of like way to create like some sort of scary smoke or something that would scare them off.
A suggestion is you can just use diplomacy and try and ask what they're looking for.
I'd like to do something a little bit smarter. Dub, can I do a recall knowledge on this dwarf?
Ooh, figure out
Yes, you
who
can.
she is.
Alright, well, what do I gotta roll for that? Recall knowledge. Exploration? Alright, society it is. Do I know them? So that's a no. Alright, I'm happy to go along with whatever plans. You may continue with telling me what your plan is for scary potion?
I don't know, something like that exists.
Most potions can be scary potions.
Atticus, you would know without even having to do a check. There is a specific type of bomb that can scare people. It's called a dread ampule.
Yeah, I don't got one of those though.
Well, in an apothecary shop, can we whip one up real quick? Or I guess the better statement is, can you whip one up real quick?
I can't whip one up real quick because I don't got one memorized in my head. I do, however, have bottled lightning, or a thunderstone if you prefer.
That makes them flat-footed or deaf.
It also would probably indicate that there's definitely something here.
You want it to scare somebody off. The alternative is just threatening them.
Yep.
Valid.
I figure with the both of us working together, we could probably pull that off pretty easy. Or so we could just wait for them to go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they don't see us, then there's no point in trying anything.
Alternately, I can whip up a little batch of lethargy potion, which is good fun for making somebody fall the fuck asleep.
That's
Lethargy poison, alchemical conjuration, capacitation, injury, poison, sleep. Yes. Yep.
do not believe I have a piercing or slashing weapon. That seems.
Why not?
I have a.
I have a blowgun. You want to take a shot with my blowgun? That'll do the trick.
If you need, the Kuka has the returning throwing knife on him.
We do have a blowgun. I mean, that would be like the. If that counts as a firearm. Sorry. Still, I'm assuming it's a dexterity weapon. So that would probably work out fairly well. And dex is 4. So yeah. 4 plus 2. Still a decent amount to hit. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. That's probably a better route to go. The +1's going to make a bit of a difference, though. So yes, borrow the throwing dagger from Kuka, poison it, and if Miss Guard Dwarf seems to be causing problems, try and knock her out. Interesting. Okay. So either that place has its own set of private guards, or what's there is not her problem. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, if she gets to a, I guess if she I don't know. Would it be better to hit her if she spots one of us, or just assume she's going to spot one of us? I mean, if 5 people are asleep, then hopefully they're not moving. Hopefully it's not a problem.
Is it legal to sleep out here? You get you get a license for that nappy time, bro?
Squatters' rights.
I'd assume if there's guards walking around sleeping, that's probably not encouraged. She'll have to actually enter the building, I would assume, in order to spot one of us. Okay, so I guess in the case she opens the door, appears inside, I throw a knife at her face. Well,
At the city guard?
yeah. It's a sleepy knife, but still.
A sleepy knife? The night knife.
I don't like the idea of attacking someone I don't know their capabilities. Sure.
a token with vision on this scene. Okay, so for you two in the corner, pretend this.
And does that include the back room? No, I mean, in that situation, you could just hot-foot it into the back room and wait for them to leave. That would solve everything without having to knife a guard.
You did it.
Okay. Hidden, I would assume.
Sure, why not? Probably going to primarily listen. I'm going to assume if they're a guard, they're wearing lots of armor and crap. That should be fairly easy to hear. But they're not making this easy. Okay, well, um, I don't want to make too much noise by moving around boxes and crates and stuff. So I guess if they open the door, stick them. And I hope I can get some sort of surprise.
Give me.
There has to be a better way to have gone about this, but Okay. No. That's not great. I nifty. Yeah, I think I might just burn that now.
Good idea. Woo!
Let me look this up again.
I think I'm sleeping, right? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Perception initiative. Okay. Perception initiative -4.
Yep. You don't automatically wake up when rolling initiative, but you might roll a perception check to wake up at the start of your turn due to noise.
Oh, it didn't subtract it. That's just that's -4. I typed -4 in the thingy, but it did -4. Shame, this is also a good initiative.
Unless everybody is already asleep tonight, in which case this would actually be a great place to, to start up next time.
Hello? I think they're
Yeah, I've been listening. I just only mute when it's time to talk, or unmute when I. Yeah. Oh, initiative roll. Okay. Yeah, it's the same score, but it's more fitting.
Oh, are we rolling initiative?
honk honk.
Sorry, that was the vibrate.
Okay.
Alright.
Um, guess I will burn 2 actions. Wrong thing. Where to go? To prepare an action for giving a nice sleepy knife stab when she comes to the door. Or
Make one of which? No, but I can.
mm,
Okay.
I mean, I technically have a kukri. Does that count as a applicable weapon? Okay, so I guess I will burn an action, 2 actions to prep the action, and an action to draw that. I don't think you can. I think 2 paces. Hold on. Let's see. Find it again. 10 paces. One-handed firearm or crossbow. And I get 2 free steppies. So is there any indication of if she's seen us? Okay. Then yes, I will stab you. It's probably a mistake, and I should have found a better way to do this, but too late now. Yeah, like 6'10". Lovely. Well, I'm glad I didn't almost kill someone. Oof. Fortitude save. So what? That's supposed to be, that's 18. I don't know. Is it? Yes, that's gonna be 18. Fun. Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
No, wait, that's the wrong thing. No, I should be doing this instead.
Ah!
Great. A little help, please.
Initiative.
Oh, I see. I'm also slowed though. No, good. Uh, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Am I next in queue? Yes, I am. Okay. All right. Let's see what I got. Let's spend one action to draw the nightstick. One action to bop this motherfucker in the head. This is kind of all I can do. Oh, I'm gonna use a hero point. Oh, well, it's not a crit. Uh, Consequently, I'm gonna step outside of the room. Ooh. There we go. Like so, so that I'm not in the room anymore. So that nothing else can like sneak up on us and freak us out. All right. That is my turn.
Let's find out. Just normal, right? Oh, -4. There you go. It's
Okay.
got a -1 to it. It already has the -4 to it, so it's 15.
I'm assuming it's versus their stealth DC. That's what I'm looking up.
Depends. Are they being stealthy? Did kind of just declare itself and its voice echoed around the room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd argue with its voice echoing around the
Okay.
room.
At the start of your turn, you automatically attempt a perception check against the noises DC.
Okay,
Waking
what
up
is...
if you succeed. This DC is often 5 for battle.
Oh, okay.
So you
I
are
get to
awake.
succeed. I have... That's one action, is it? I'm dead! uh, it was 18. I'll roll again, so you could just edit it. Yay! Do I have actions? What action? Cool. I see a hand over Abner's face. I use one action to get up. And another action to go over here. Putting him in my aura. And that's me for now.
So the guy's got a tongue in my chest, so.
Yeah, I don't have any other actions, so I'm like, I'm trying to get Tia to do something. Wowza. I don't think so.
Roll
Caw.
perception. Uh, Probably just waking up, rubbing the eyes, and seeing that, and immediately jumping the fuck up. Which would be...
I'm not gonna be a master in acrobatics, let's be completely honest here.
What is the skill called for getting up?
Kip up.
Kip up?
Yeah,
Oh,
stand.
stand, okay.
It's one action.
Then
What a
yeah,
waste.
stand. And immediately draw the swords, and I can't do anything else.
Just a little love. And then there's Alex, and I guess stop tonight. Is this hour? Maybe Alex is just asleep for now. Oh boy.
That's a hell of a cliffhanger.
Right? Mr. Abner, hang on.
Yes. I don't think I have much choice but to hang on, considering I'm being held in the air.
Imagine
Do I
how,
know what this is? I'll recall knowledge is an action. I'll figure that out next time.
imagine how awkward that would have been if it was Kuka, Mr. 3-8.
You picked up.
And with that, pastrami.